Good day, good day, good day, everyone. Welcome to Morning Sip with Rep Melissa. I am Rep Melissa, and SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, it does. So, I am an interfaith minister and spiritual life coach, and I am excited to be with you today as we wrap up our series, Naikan. Naikan. So, good day, everybody. We're going to get right into it. I shared yesterday, and yesterday was a pre-recorded show, so I hope that you all enjoyed the introduction of our new series. So, Naikan or Naikan is a Japanese term that means introspection and internal contemplation. And I shared yesterday that it's so perfect for this to be our series after our harvest series, right? Because it's in the same energy, the same vibration. Naikan is the Japanese art of self-reflection. And harvest time is the perfect time for us to do self-reflection, to release, to have an inquiry, right? To go within and inquire about ourselves. So I shared that I wanted to tell you the 3 questions that you can ask yourself to do a inventory, right? To help yourself to get into that introspective space. Because there's something called Naikan therapy. And Naikan therapy is a reflecting practice that encourages self-exploration through these 3 key questions about receiving, giving, and causing difficulty. So I got this information from an article in Positive Psychology. So if you're interested in more information, please go to positivepsychology.com, and there is an article called Naikan Therapy, Applying the Japanese Art of Self-Reflection. And it's listed as a type of therapy, which I find fascinating. So you're ready? You're ready for the 3 questions? Hey, Margaretta, you ready for the 3 questions? Here we go. Here we go. So the 3 questions that I'm going to share with you, you can use for your own self-reflection, as I said, in preparation for your personal harvest season, because we're going into the harvest season. Do you feel it? Nature is already telling us, right? In New York, you can already feel the coolness in the weather early in the morning and in the evening. So we are in preparation time. So the 3 questions are based in receiving, giving, and causing difficulty. And this is just a sip, y'all. This is just a sip. So the first question is, what have I received from blank? What have I received from blank? So receiving could be from a person, it could be from an object, it could be from a given time. What have I received from? And so here's an example that they give in the article. Let's say you visited a cafe and the barista made your coffee beautifully, right? And she smiled at you. And the person behind the counter washed your cup. And the owner of the cafe established the business. And the builder, carpenter, plumber, and electricians created the pleasant environment in which you sit in the cafe. And the cup that you're holding in your hand was created by an artist. And we could go on and on and on, going deeper and deeper and deeper to really connect with all that had to occur in order for you to receive that perfect cup of coffee from that barista, right? So many other things had to have occurred before you enjoy that cup of coffee. So, what have I received from? And so I've been thinking about this for myself, right? And when I first read this question, the first person that came to my mind was my mother. What have I received from my mother? Woo! And if I start to peel that back, right? Peel it back. Not only did she give me life, but so much more. She gave me life and then so much more. She didn't just give me life and then that was it. She gave me life and then so much more. And so, what are those so much more that I get to reflect on? That those things that contributed to who I am today. What have I received from blank? And part of this requires that we slow down. We just slow down long enough to see the things that we would typically miss. The things that we would typically miss. So I might say, yeah, she's my mother. She's supposed to do all that. She's supposed to take care of me. She's supposed to love me. And dot, dot, dot. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Reflect on all that I have received from my mother. So I think I'm going to stick with my mother because she was the first person that came to mind. And I know for myself that I don't demonstrate enough gratitude to my mother for all that she has done for me. I know that I don't. And it's not coming from a place of, oh, I have to repay her. It's not that at all. It's about demonstrating to someone the gratitude that you have for all that they have given to you. So I'll give you a perfect example. And this just happened this week. And it may be insignificant to some, but it was meaningful to me. So I was talking to my mother, and this was the week before last. I was talking to my mother, and she was asking me like where I was, and I told her, "Oh, I just left the cousin's main lobster truck to get a lobster roll." And she was like, "Ooh, I want some lobster," right? So I said, "Okay." I said, "The next time they are in the neighborhood, I'll get you a lobster roll." So when I looked on the schedule, they were in the neighborhood the next week, which was this week, which was Wednesday, I think it was. And I said, I'm going to go get my mother the lobster roll. So I got the lobster roll. I drove to Queens where she's staying with my sister and gave her the lobster roll. She was so happy about that lobster roll. She said, it's so small. So I know next time I got to get her two lobster rolls. No, I'm just kidding. But I was sharing this with a friend of mine, and she was like, you drove all the way to Queens to take your mother a lobster roll? They didn't have lobster rolls in Queens that your sister could have gotten, right? That's not the point. It was something that she requested that I could give her. That I could give her. So, what have I received from? And you decide if it is a person, an object, or a given time. So that's the first question. What have I received from? And I'm still in that receiving space because I had a really wonderful interaction yesterday with a IRS representative. An IRS representative. You don't know what IRS stands for? It's the Internal Revenue Service. Now, how many people think that they're going to have a positive interaction with the IRS? I'm in that receiving gratitude space, right? That introspective space, that exchange of vibration space, right? We talk about the frequency. There's a frequency in gratitude. And so if we approach situations, places, things, and people and that frequency, we can see, we can experience the possibility. And so it was a positive interaction. I got information that I didn't even know about, and it all turned out very well. Now, the person wasn't bubbly and cheerful or anything. She was just very monotone about the business, very professional. But she was very helpful. Immediately, I was at ease. All of that occurred. So this is something I received from the IRS representative. And if I peel that back, what else is there? So, question number one. Question number two. What have I given to? So now it's our turn. What have I given to? What have you given to a person, a situation? What have you given to? So you might be thinking about simple things. We could think about simple things like I have given to the beautification of my neighborhood by picking up litter that I see in the street. As an example, I have done that. I have given to kindness in the world by allowing someone to merge onto traffic before me. What have I given to? I gave my mother a lobster roll. What have I given to? Right? And we get to be very specific about the things that we have given to. Consider what you are doing for others and make a list. Be specific. It's the little things that we overlook sometimes that can have a significant impact, and not just a significant impact in that moment, but ripples out. Ripples out. So that is question number two. Reflect on what you have given. Don't stop at just what you received. What am I grateful to have given? Many of us have gratitude practices, and many times our gratitude practice is focused on what we received. So let's include gratitude for something that we have given as well. Number three, what troubles and difficulties have I caused? So I had to pause on that one, right? One of the things it says in the article is we rarely notice or choose to ignore the harm or inconveniences we cause others. And in that category, I would put being rude, inconsiderate, impatient. What troubles and difficulties have I caused? When have I upset others? When have I caused difficulties to them directly or indirectly? And this is the example they give. A simple example. For example, throwing litter on the street may not appear to harm anyone directly, yet seeing it can be upsetting and annoying, and ultimately someone will need to pick it up. So something as simple and seemingly insignificant as that. I do not like litter. I do not like litter bugs. If you're around me and you throw something in the street, believe you me, you will be picking it up. And I have a friend who could testify because he loves throwing those little toothpick floss things out of his car window, or he's just walking, he'll just toss it, and I will go off, y'all. I'll be like, you better pick that up off the street. What's wrong with you? And he'll go and pick it up. So these little things, what troubles and difficulties have I caused? And we get to sit with ourselves, slow down, go within, and see, and then make amends in some way. It doesn't have to be directly towards the whatever the trouble or the difficulty was. It could simply be to do better, just to do better. So those are the 3 questions. What have I received from blank? Be specific, slow down, write a list. What have I given to blank? Again, it could be a person, a thing, a time, whatever it is. Be specific. Reflect on what you have given and make a list of what you have done for others. And number 3, what troubles and difficulties have I caused? Blank. What troubles and difficulties have I caused? Because we rarely notice or we choose to ignore the harm or inconveniences that we cause others. And then we can simply reflect, look for the lessons learned, look to see what we will release and let go of, look to see where we may need to incorporate some forgiveness, release judgments, just let people go. This is what we get to do when we self-reflect. It requires self-awareness. Yes? All right, y'all. So that is Naikan, the art of self-reflection. It is a Japanese art therapy. It's a Japanese therapy. And I think it is the perfect partner for harvest time. All right, so let me check in with y'all and then we'll get into some joy news. Yes, Margareta is ready. Wonderful. Thank you, Fee, for capturing the questions. I appreciate you for sharing the joy news. I know you love your barista, Fee. And so that could be one of the people for you. Yes, lobster roll. Yeah, my mother enjoyed it. Say cool. Margareta said, glad your IRS experience was a delightful one. It can be scary. Yeah, I was nervous, y'all. I was nervous and I centered myself within myself. I said my prayers. I put out positive energy and made the call. Don't delay. Don't delay those important business like that. I know people put stuff off like that off, like they just don't want to address it. They won't even open up the IRS letter when it comes in the mail. Open it up, face it, and take action. Take action. It's usually better than what you imagine it would be. All right? Thank you, Fee. Thank you, Stacy. Wonderful questions. Yes, they're great questions to ponder. Yes, they are. Thank you, Fee. Thank you. I'm glad that resonated with you all. And I'm glad I discovered this word when I was looking for something else in my notebook. Naikan, Japanese term for self-reflection. All right, let's get into some joy news. We are entering the weekend, and I am excited because we will be in person this Sunday for Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living. You are all invited to our community of love and joy, where we are celebrating the season with our September theme, the collective harvest. The collective harvest. And this Sunday, my talk is Dream Harvesting the Whole. Harvesting Wholeness. I think that's what it is. It's something along those lines. So just join me, y'all. Just join me. It's going to be a good talk. We're following the four chapters, or the four, I don't want to say chapters, the four themes from Rest is Resistance, which is a book by Tricia Hershey, which I absolutely love, and it's our book of the month at Rockland CSL. So we're following her themes for rest, but also applied beautifully to harvest, to the collective harvest. And those four themes are, if I could find it quickly, rest, dream, resist, and imagine. So rest, what are we doing for our rest? We are making a commitment to taking a nap every day, or when your body needs it. We're taking a nap every day, okay? Or when your body needs it. So optimal naps are 20 to 30 minutes. If you're getting a sufficient rest during the evening, and 90 minutes if you're sleep deprived. And the reason why it's a 90-minute cycle is because the sleep cycle happens in 90 minutes. You go through the different levels of sleep about 90 minutes. And I'm going to do a sip about that, I think, because I'm fascinated by my sleep cycle. Because y'all, I've gone down the rabbit's hole with this. And it's just really interesting information, how important good rest is for our body to restore itself, for our cells to regenerate, for us to heal physically, mentally, emotionally. It's so important that we get sufficient rest, and naps help us to do that. So we're focusing on dreaming on Sunday, dreaming our harvest that is in wholeness already. So that's Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We will be at the Angel Nyack, which is in Nyack, New York. Let me tell you, Nyack is a happening town in Rockland, and I am excited that we will be there starting in October, the first Sunday of every month, from October through next June at least. So we have a home that we will be at consistently the first Sunday of the month starting in October, and we will be there this Sunday, the 14th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So go to rocklandcsl.org, and all of the information is there. All right. I am also excited because I will be teaching a new class, Self-Mastery. Let me put that back up for y'all. Self-Mastery, Emergence of the True Self. And it's all about deepening your relationship with the spirit within you, with God and you. I love Reverend Ike. I've been listening to Rev Ike's biography, and I love that he says God in me, God in you, God in me. And so self-mastery is all about deepening the relationship with the God within us, God and me. So if you're interested, you could go to rocklandcsl.org and register. We start October 16th through December 4th on Thursday, 6:30 to 8:30. The cost is $200. That's a discount right now, early bird discount. Register, $200. After September 30th, starting October 1st, y'all, that's my birthday. Starting October 1st, the price goes up to $240. If you're a member of Rockland CSL, the price is only $200. So register. It's going to be a dynamic class. It's going to support you in your spiritual practices, support you in deepening your relationship with yourself. All right. Anything else I want to share today? If you haven't yet, please go to Amazon and purchase Sekou Wright's 2 books. He got one for adults and one for children. It is Get Rich 101 by Sekou Wright and Little Sekou's First Dollar. So I got both of them. They're ebooks, they're wonderful books, and you will learn something in both of them, in the adult book and the children's book. I learned a lot in the children's book. So support Sekou Wrights and support yourself by strengthening your relationship with money. All right? Because God is in the surplus, y'all. God is in the surplus. Yes, God is. Yes, God is. So thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you next week. Peace and blessings, peace and justice. We are living life in joy, connected to our yes.